Which episode 647.
The sexiest podcast on the network. Hi, Brian.
Hey, Tony. What's going on?
I'm all right. A little chilly down here in the basement, but not as cold as it's been in the past. No hoodie,
Nice.
but tactical scarf and a hat. So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm wearing a
See the
shawl,
tactical
though, like a
scarf.
fucking old lady.
That's what I thought you had at first.
Like, in case I
And then
got to
was
go,
oh,
like,
it's
you
a
know,
tactical scarf.
go in dark or something.
Yeah, right.
Bravo 6 going dark.
In case you have to go incognito while we're podcasting.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that
That's when
makes
I
sense.
scoot way back and I, like, black out my form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The old incognito podcast.
Exactly.
We're both hosts.
It's pixelated. Like one of us is pixelated, the other one's the blacked out not portfolio profile.
Profile, yeah. It'll sound like our podcast did last week when I first uploaded it.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
Which, sorry about that for anyone who downloaded that mess. I have no idea what happened. That's the thing. I fixed it because of, when I listened to it, and it like Garrett told me that it sounded like it was like at half speed and pitched down, and I was like, okay. And I went through the original file and tried to figure out all the ins and outs of, like, did I, when I updated Audacity, did something change? And I couldn't really find anything. And,
Did you get an exorcist?
and then I'm like,
Excellent.
no. And I found in the effects, one of them allows you to change the pitch and speed. So, and I was like, let's see what happens. So I moved it to like 2 times instead of like 0.5, which is what it sounded like. And then it sounded fine. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to do this and re-upload it because it
You
sounds
should have
regular.
kept making it faster. Give us chipmunk voices.
Should have,
Yeah.
yeah. That would have been hilarious as the over adjustment.
Yes. I feel like we should release one episode like this.
It's like it would have been like look like a 5-minute podcast, because Garrett wasn't kidding, and he said the file showed it at like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Because it slowed down, to half speed. And I was like, oh my God, I have no clue. We did the crazy life, and afterwards I played everything was fine for that. So I don't know if I clicked something on accident or there was some like glitch in the matrix. I don't know what happened, but yeah, it was a mess.
I mean, I know last week, because we don't have a video on YouTube, because I had the video recorder window open, and I fat fingered the key and stopped recording.
Yeah. Well, that was the other thing, was like, because at one point, because I was looking online trying to find answers of, or solutions. And I'm like, man, we might just have a scrapped episode here, basically. Or I was like, the only other thing I could think of is to just tell people, hey, if you're listening, move it to 2 times and maybe it'll sound okay, And then I was like, oh, wait, Tony could probably just pull the audio from the. And then I was like, oh.
Yep.
I was like,
That's what when Michelle texted me, she's like, your guys' episode sounds weird. And, she told me what it sounded like, and I was like, oh. I'm like, damn it, of course the 1 week where the video didn't record.
Yeah. Right. Because otherwise that would have, if nothing else, that's a
Oh,
solution.
yeah.
Is pull audio from
rip
that.
the audio from that, and you're good to go.
Yeah, but, man. The worst part is it was such an easy fix, but it took me so long to figure it out, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing with this stuff. Finally I was just like, there's got to be an effect that allows you to change the pitch, if nothing else, and because I was looking, like, the playback speed and everything in the recording showed it at 1 time and all that stuff, 2 time.
Nice.
But yeah, it was killing me softly, let me tell you. Anyway, so how's your week been? Sounds pretty awesome.
It's been a week. I don't know. Been busy at work, but at least I'm working, unlike some of my people I work with.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I played a little Oculus over the weekend. This is a weird one. I don't know if I got motion sick or if I got food sick, because I did eat leftover Little Caesars before I played some Oculus. But I'm sitting
Right.
there playing, and I'm like, God, it's like I feel like I'm gonna have a fucking heat stroke, right? It's getting so
Yeah.
hot. So I told my dude I was working with, or playing with from my work. Well, my battery's gonna die anyway, but I was like, I gotta go. Battery's dying. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I sat down on the
Right.
couch. Michelle's like, "Are you all right?" Yeah, I feel okay. And I'm like, doing the mouth thing where you just like you're watering and shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go throw up. She's like, what? Sure enough,
Yeah.
yacked up all my cookies. Like I've never had
Yay.
motion sickness, so I don't know if that was it or.
Yeah.
But once I
Yeah.
was done and good. It was weird.
That's
Yeah.
wild. That's a
It
good time.
sucked, bro.
Yeah.
Sucked.
Yeah. Well, at least it was only the once. I mean, at least it wasn't like a
That's true.
all night kind
Yeah.
of thing, and at least it was only one end.
All night long, all night.
Yeah, that's a little known fact. That's what he wrote the song
Yeah,
about.
right.
He just hit
Wouldn't
the
that be funny
the
if that was the
flute.
truth?
He's just hitting it from both ends all
He's
night.
just sitting on the can with the wastebasket next to him, just miserable.
Yeah. It's like, God, I'm gonna be doing this all night long.
Like, wait a
And then
minute.
he's like,
Honey, give me a piece of paper.
yeah.
That's funny.
Yep.
Also, we got Michelle's Metallica CDs in the mail,
Oh,
which
cool.
is cool. So I'm like, well, now I came down into this dusty realm that I record in and found the
Yeah.
Blu-ray player and like, Indiana Jones, like get all the
Right,
dust
right.
off it. But hooked the
Right.
Blu-ray player back up, listened to one of the CDs because there's 4 altogether for both shows.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And then I was just like, I wonder what a Blu-ray would look like on this TV. Not bad, Brian.
oh,
not
yeah,
great.
Yeah.
But I don't have a 4K Blu-ray player.
Yeah, you're in that like. Yeah, I was gonna say you're in that 4K range
Yeah.
now, so the Blu-rays are just gonna look
But
pedestrian.
it was we watched Fifth Element. Well,
Porky's.
yeah,
Oh,
so I wanted to see that muff in the big screen.
yeah.
yeah.
Like Jesus.
Oh my God. Looks like
This is like looking at the Statue of
I
Liberty.
was gonna say Gossamer from Bugs Bunny.
Yes. Oh my.
Oh my.
That's aggressive.
Yeah, watch The Fifth Element, and man, I forgot what a ride that movie is. Chris Tucker
Yeah.
is just brilliant in it.
Yeah, it's one of the few things I can stand
Oh,
him in.
he's so
Usually
good in
his
that
voice
role.
annoys the shit out
And
of
I
me.
didn't notice
Yeah.
until I saw it on a big ass TV 4 feet from my face that his
Yeah.
headset, the microphone on the end looks like a little tiny old school microphone. It
Oh,
does.
does I did not notice that. All right, nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nah, it was awesome though. Feels it like actually tomorrow after work again. So much work. I'm picking up a DVD rack from a guy. Yeah,
Oh
because we're
my.
like,
I still have mine.
well, it just came up in conversation. He's like, I got one in my basement if you want it. He's like, I'm not using it. He's like, it's about like
Yeah.
6 feet tall. It takes up a foot of space and it spins. He's like, I think you could put like 400 DVDs on it. So it's
Oh,
like,
wow,
Jesus
geez, all right.
Christ.
Yeah, mine's one of the like long ones. It's like 3 or 4 feet wide and probably 3 or 4 feet tall. So it takes up a whole damn
Right.
wall. It's in here. You can't see it because I have the background. Whatever.
Well, I
But
thought you were broadcasting from the comic shop. I thought you
Yeah.
found a rift in
what's
time.
funny is- I did. But yeah, I don't have a ton of DVDs left, on it. But
I mean, between Michelle and I, we got so many. And I mean,
Yeah.
I obviously lost some too, but we got so many. But I got the itch, man. I got the physical media itch again.
yeah,
Fast forward like 2 months, I'm gonna be going to all the used CD stores, like you
Yeah,
and I
right.
used to do.
Well, one of the stories I have for tonight will bring us back to that a
Oh,
little
well, I
bit.
can't
But
wait.
but since we're on that, salty update. Salty
Oh, yeah.
update.
Nice soundboard, love it.
couple weeks ago we talked about Code Monkeys.
Oh yeah.
It's on Peacock.
Oh no, is it like new seasons?
Yeah, because yeah, it's 2
No, I mean,
seasons.
is it new seasons? New seasons.
Oh no.
Oh,
No,
that's too bad.
there's only 2 seasons of it. That's all it ever got.
Okay, all right.
But because it was on G4 and NBC owns, or Universal, whatever it is, they own G4, so it's folded into that. Because I was like, I'm like, I wonder if it's streaming anywhere, and I looked, I was like, oh man, it's on Peacock. I'm like, finally something other than wrestling for me to watch on Peacock. I kid. There's other stuff I could watch. I just haven't.
I always loved. I thought Code Monkeys was just great.
Oh, me too. I added it to my queue because I own the DVD, but for sure I'm gonna watch it again.
Right.
Why wouldn't I? And it's a fun ride.
I pulled it up on IMDb, so they're playing the trailer right now, and one, it makes me want to watch the show again because it was funny. Two, kind of makes me want to play River City Ransom.
I know, it really does feel like the old side scroll-ish type games like that.
It's terrific.
Yeah, it was a great idea for a show. I'd love it if they could have had more.
Right.
Than got, but what are you gonna do? Just gotta like what was made.
Exactly. Take it and like it.
Yeah. Take it right in the face.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Well, you watch with your eyes, so you kind of take it in the face.
I mean, since we're going down this animated show fucking rabbit hole, my guy, we started watching The Legend of Vox Mechanica. Machina, not Mechanica, Machina.
Machina, yeah. That's on,
it's on
Prime,
yeah.
right?
It's terrific.
Yeah, I have that in my queue to watch. Well, it's because I can't possibly find enough to watch.
Obviously, not to mention the stack of 83 games that are still in their factory wrapper.
Seriously, dude, yeah, and the 9,000 podcasts I really want to listen to. Not even the just like casual ones, but the ones where I'm like, ooh, I really want to listen.
You better find a rift in time.
Or cloning to where I can like Jamie Madrox myself and then pull all that back into one and have that collective knowledge.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, gonna need some.
Seriously, dude. Seriously. It's a mess. Hey. Yeah, so, obviously my fun ride in the NFL playoffs came to an end this week.
I'm sorry to see that.
Detroit Lions kind of fumbled the bag and had that game, could have won that game. But
I mean, they weren't part of the fix, Brian. See?
No, yeah.
The psyops and whatnot.
I know, right? Yeah, what are you gonna do, right? The funny part is, if the NFL really was picking the Super Bowl, the 49ers would not be in it. Because, they have a good fan base, blah, blah, blah. But the Lions were America's darlings in these playoffs. Like I think most people across the country really were hoping for like a Detroit-Baltimore Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because those were they're fresh teams, first of all. The stories are great.
The battle of the shitty cities.
Yeah, you'd get all the Dan Campbell sound bites going in, versus a Harbaugh, So it just, wasn't meant to be. I do love that I've seen a lot of the players, though, that are like, fuck yeah, let's go next year kind of thing. And I'm like, yeah, it is kind of weird that for 2 years now, at the end of a season, saying the maybe next year kind of thing, and you actually believe it a little bit. For years and years as a Lions fan, it was well, hopefully after the draft and free agency, we'll get better, and you just know they're not.
Well, it's like the last few years for Detroit, it's almost been like watching a pot come to like a slow boil. So maybe next year, buddy, you're boiling over the stove. There's salt water everywhere. Yep. What are you going to cook your spaghetti in?
I will say, I saw a lot of people critical of the coach and some of the decisions he made. And there were a couple of his decisions that I was a little like in real time. I was like, I don't know about this. But when you looked at it, I saw a stat the other night that said across the season, his decisions basically moved because of the outcome of those decisions, basically. that it moved their probability of winning like God, what was it, 60 points, versus in that game it moved negative 16, I think. So like and I mean like the percentage chance of winning. I don't mean actual like on the
that'd
field
be
points,
insane.
yeah, right. but it was like, so basically what that stat shows is it's like he went with what got him there. He was aggressive all year. There was two things I didn't agree with. Like when they ran the ball with like very little time left at the goal line at the end of the game, I was like, what are you doing here? These timeouts are real important, you know? But like one of the guys on ESPN I saw post, he was like, the Lions have ran that play all year and scored a lot with it. That's their best play right there. That's what they were doing. They were just running their best play, and it didn't work out. So you burn a timeout, you know? But the other one was there was like a fourth down, and they had a shot at like a 48-yard field goal. And I saw a lot of people are like, oh, you take the points. But then ESPN on this same show I was watching, they were like, yeah, their kicker is only like 48% from that distance, or so he's under 50%. That's not a good, you don't want to run your kicker out when he's under 50% typically, you know? So at that point, you would have been better to maybe punt than take the points, you know? So it was like, yeah, you know, so it's like when you look in the stats, the analytics show that their chance of succeeding on that fourth down were only like 1% less than kicking the field goal. So it's like, it's almost a coin flip, right? So it's, you know, but anyway, but having said all that, it's like, I love this coach, and I don't think this team would have got there without him as that coach.
Right.
Those players really wanted to run through a wall for that dude, you know, and I don't think you change. I'm not saying like they're not going to fire him.
No, of course not. God damn, they've already made it.
Yeah. But it was, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like he got more out of them than on paper. Like, I don't think the Lions had any business in the NFC Championship game on paper because their defense is sus, you know? But I love the fact that the offensive coordinator for the Lions was like a head coaching, like, darling. Like, there were 2 or 3 teams that were really interested in him, and he was like, nah, I'm going to stick it out. I'm going to stay here. It's so weird to hear someone want to stay in Detroit.
Yeah, it's true. Maybe he likes Detroit.
And not run off as soon as they can for, you know, another team.
Dude,
or
maybe
whatever.
he moved there.
That was cool.
And he went to the Ham Shack.
You know, this offseason. Yeah, it's true.
And he's like, I'm staying. Ham Shack.
Yeah, you're right. Ham Shack. He's like, we have ham trammick and ham shack.
It's so much ham. Honey, you know how I feel about ham, but I want to go to Miami. Yeah. Honey, ham.
Yeah. Ham. Wait, honey ham?
And he just starts drifting off again.
No, he's just like, we need to go to the ham shack.
God damn it, I get some honey ham, eggs, ham
She's
salad.
like, you've already eaten at the ham shack twice today.
Ham hock soup.
Yeah. It's like, I don't even think they're open anymore. I think they closed for the day.
Of course.
Not permanently, but yeah. So anyway, you know, whatever. Great. It was a great overachieving season, and I there's nothing to hang their hats on. They,
hams?
You know, it sucks. Yeah. Their hams on, yeah. I'm just picturing someone walking in from a hard day of work, hanging a ham up on the hat.
Just takes it off his head.
Yep. Like a cheese head, but it's a ham.
What sort of weird dimension is this? People wear hams as hats.
I don't know, but I like it. Goes to the fridge, cracks a ham.
No, in the fridge is hats.
Oh. Yeah, he sits down, starts eating one on a sandwich. Of course. Honey, what are you eating? A hat sandwich.
Hat and cheese, no big deal.
Yeah, no big deal. Hey, don't worry about it. This feels like a Rick and Morty thing where they go to the kitchen. It's like, what the fuck is this?
That makes sense.
You're eating a hat. What's going on your head?
Oh, man.
Yeah. So, dude, I watched a bunch of stuff this week. Finished Picard. And all I can say is chef's kiss on that. I mean, I could say a whole lot more, but, you know, all the spurtlers and everything. But, yeah, I will say this. Best cameo in the season is in the final episode.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. But I won't say what it is.
Son of a bitch.
But, yeah, it was It was really good. I loved how they left it. They tied everything up and set a very set up for like a whole new show.
Wait,
Like not a Picard
this is a
show,
clue.
but
Doctor Who
another
comes
Star Trek
in.
show.
Yes.
Yes.
Sets it up for a whole. No, it doesn't make sense.
Yes. Actually, Loki shows up. It
It's the
gets
multiverse.
really
Makes
weird.
sense.
He's like, Professor X, you're needed
I
now.
mean, if I remember right, didn't the X-Men team up with Star Trek once? So they
Probably.
exist in the same world,
yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. The weird part's when he calls him Professor X, though. Everyone's like, what? Then Captain Picard's like, number one, there's something I need to tell you. I'm a mutant. What?
I don't know why I can walk in this dimension, though.
Yeah, yeah. Well, in Star Trek, they have the shit. What are they called? Like Data is.
Oh, Android or whatever.
Yeah, like they can put, because actually in Picard season 1 they put implants in people and stuff. So there you go. Or maybe it's back to his Borg days. The Borg.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, when he was Locutus, Professor Locutus.
Fucking more like Locutie, am I right?
Oh, hey, girl. I'm just picturing Professor Locutus. He's in the full Borg regalia, but he's got a blazer on with the patches on the elbows.
Absolutely. You talk about fancy Locutus and Borg?
Yep, Professor Locutus.
Professor Locutus O'Borg.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very Irish with his English
yes,
accent.
extremely.
Yeah. I like it. Man, I'd watch that show.
Too.
You picture some show where, Professor Locutus is teaching a ragtag group of teenagers,
I think every episode he should be teaching a ragtag group, but they change because he just marches them into the Borg cube to get assimilated.
Yeah, I was just going to say they assimilate them at the end of every episode.
They get assimilated.
Yeah, they spend like 23 minutes or 20 minutes like just giving him sass and all this shit, and then finally at the end you just see him going, how can I reach these kids? And he's just like rubbing his chin and then goes, and then you see them all marching into the Borg cube.
How can I reach these kids? I love it. All right, kids, time for a field trip. Cut to them being assimilated violently.
There's a South Park where they're spoofing oh shit, I can't think of the name of the movie now. The one with Michelle Pfeiffer where she reaches the inner city kids.
God, what is that called?
It's got
Gangster's
the Coolio song on
Paradise, the movie.
Yeah. Yep. Was it Dangerous Minds or something like that?
Like my ass is thinking School Rock. I'm like, no, that's definitely not it.
No, that's Jack Black. Yeah.
Yeah, Dangerous Minds. Oh, so spooky.
South Park spoofed it, and Cartman is a teacher, and he keeps going, how can I reach these kids?
It's fun. Did he assimilate them?
Yeah. I mean, that's the obvious
of course.
answer. Send him to the Borg cube.
Send him to the Borg cube.
Oddly enough, show only got one episode.
That's crazy.
Or two episodes. After the second one, people are like, wait, are they doing this every episode?
Like, well, it was the same plot as the last one.
Yeah. I think it would be funny, though. Like, you just do that trope, like, every episode.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
The rest of the episode will be all new, fresh jokes, everything else. Like any sort of, like a Welcome Back Kotter kind of situation. Where there's the teacher and the goofy students or head of the class, whatever, if you want to, move it into the 90s instead of the 70s.
I think head of the class might have been 80s.
Yeah, it might have been with Howard Hessman in it. Yep. But
it'd be like going back to South Park, like early South Park. Everyone's like, how are they going to kill Kenny in this episode? Like, how are they going to assimilate these kids?
Right. Well, that's the thing that's why I said the first one's him just sitting there going, how can I get through these kids, and maybe smoking his pipe, and then aha, marching him into the Borg cube.
But they'd have to get like creative every episode after that.
Well, after the first one,
Yeah.
they do. The first time, it's just straight marching them to the Borg cube. Like the next one, like you said, it's like, all right, class, we're going on a field trip to a box company or whatever, taken from The Simpsons. And, they're like, ooh, they get there and it's just the Borg cube. They're all wearing like shirts that say, box company or something. It's like very,
It's just an X on a post-it over where the RG of Borg.
Yeah.
Box.
Box. Welcome to the box. You will be corrugated.
Yes. Absolutely.
Oh shit. I like this show, man. They should let
Like
us
next
write
episode, they all go to a skate park, so you can have this like extreme music, and everyone's like cutting sick tricks and shit. Then what?
Yeah, including
of course,
Locutus.
well, Locutus.
Yeah.
There's got to be like a scene where everyone's like, "Come on, teach." And he's like, "Okay," and he's like doing like 540s and shit.
No. It's like, come on, teach, you got it. And he's like, I don't do that anymore. Then there's a flashback
There
sequence
you go.
to him eating shit and the rest of the Borg laughing at him.
Yes. But then a kid loses a skateboard, it goes launching and like hits a wall that looks like blue sky, and it like shimmers. It's just a holodeck inside the Borg cube. A simulation begins.
Hey, let's go over. Yeah, it's like, hey, let's go over here and have some ice cream. Okay.
Borg.
I appreciate also the fact that every episode they have to come up with clever ways of disguising the Borg to look like other businesses.
Yes.
As they're just assimilating these teenagers.
I can't wait for the 80s ski movie episode.
And it's the same teenagers
every week.
Every week. It's not like a whole new class of kids. It's the same one. So you're like, wait, weren't they?
Like, I don't even understand.
Like, what is going on?
Yes. Oh.
And of course, they never mention, that the kids have been assimilated like a million times.
I'm still picturing in my head just young Locutus of Borg getting picked on because he can't skateboard, and then he just like learns how to do it real good.
Yeah.
That's the episode that's got a guest appearance by Tony Hawk.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
Who also gets assimilated.
Also gets assimilated. Yeah. Any guest star has to get assimilated every time.
Like, he could show up after they reveal it's the Borg cube, and he's just Tony Borg, but he's still doing sick tricks.
Yep. Now, the other thing is that the guest stars will show up again throughout the season, but they will be Borg.
Of course.
Like you said, like you'll just see there'll be some other scene in the background. You'll just see him doing all sort, like he'll be doing a 960 or whatever the hell it is, and you're like, is that Tony Borg?
Like, holy shit, Tony Borg. Huh.
Yeah. Like, cool.
Now, in theory, if Tony Borg can do a 900, can't all the Borg then do 900s?
You would think so. I get, but I don't know. I mean, I would assume so, because they do share everything, I think. But I don't know though, because I mean, Locutus was a whole different level of Borg. I mean, he was fucking,
Well, I guess if he can do a 900, then probably no one else can. I'm looking forward to the episode with Big Titty Goth Borg Girlfriend.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Assimilate them titties. It's the episode. It's the most controversial episode because Locutus says that, and everyone's real uncomfortable about it.
Or maybe.
Yeah. Now it's not the girl; it's her mom. He says it too. That way, we're not getting into inappropriate territory.
Well, we could also go like the more sensitive angle. He's actually in love, and he's just like, "Would you care to assimilate?" Instead of just forcing it on her, like they used to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, honey, if that means doing the dirty, I'm in.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Guys,
hook me up to that machine.
It's got to hit his crotch full of canned air, make sure it's no dust down there.
Yeah. Borg Queen's in the corner just watching.
Of course. Goddamn Borg Queen. What a creeper.
Yeah. And by proxy, all the Borg are in the corner watching.
Yes.
I mean, they hive mind and all.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean.
God, that would be the worst. You, wake up on the Borg ship, you're like, God damn it. Jeffrey 425967's beating off again. I'm just trying to sleep.
No. Still.
Yes. Yeah.
How does he not stop? Like, I get it. Okay, the Borg are like mutants. Everyone has like one kind of special thing about. That's how Tony Hawk can do the 900, but nobody else
I'm sorry,
can.
you mean Tony Borg?
Sorry, Borg. Yeah. Oh man.
Oh my goodness. This is a very silly episode.
Very. So yeah, so I anyway, so I finished Picard and started, and then I was kind of in the mood for, comedy, and then I looked and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try to catch up on Letterkenny, and I didn't realize I was in
season 1.
I only was
Oh.
No. I was part way into last season when I stopped watching, so I only had a few episodes from previous season, and there's only like 6 episodes in the new season, and that's it.
Oh wow.
So I was like, okay, so I finished Letterkenny, which was, a second series of whereas Picard left me going, okay, that's a good wrap on those characters, And Letterkenny, I was like, oh, it's over. Even though there's 11 seasons or 12 seasons, but it was like, oh, but it's over.
But oh.
But also, it's another one of those series where like once it was over and you kind of think back, you're like, yeah, it was probably time. Like there's only so many times you can run through, Wayne beats up, fill in the blank.
That's true.
And, after a while, I did like it. Like one of the episodes, they kind of have him approaching, like people keep, like his girlfriend keeps mentioning to him about how it must be like exhausting to always be the toughest man in Letterkenny kind of a thing, because always coming for you,
right.
basically, and I was like, oh, this would be an interesting way to maybe have him kind of like, you know what, I'm done with this or something. So it was kind of a fun.
It's like Kratos putting away to chain or to blades of chaos.
Yeah, hang your fists up or whatever. Yeah, but that's not how it is when you're the gunslinger, man. There's only one way to go out, and that's on your back.
Die on your shield, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, die a warrior's death. Batleth battle or something.
Just be like, a scene from Tombstone where Wyatt Earp's just yelling no, and apparently he's bulletproof when he's doing it.
Yeah. Well, he's like Neo. He's just stopping the bullets.
No, he's shooting everybody.
However, the difference is he was stopping them with his body.
Probably with his mustache.
Yeah. I mean, that thing looks pretty bulletproof.
God, luxurious. It was bulletproof. Probably didn't look like it.
Yeah. True. So then I started watching Strange New Worlds.
Oh.
Which is a really, really good show. And it's cool because Picard, I felt like they were just like, how can we put everything into every episode kind of a thing? And there were times where with Picard, I was like, this is getting a little intense here. I'm going to need to back off of this for a second. Strange New Worlds is more of each episode is its own thing. I mean, there's obviously, stories that continue, but I was like, this is the Star Trek I needed. Because like Picard's telling a season-long story, and this show is, but it isn't. Like I said, there's, little threads that go from episode to episode, but typically it's like, oh, here's the villain. We succeed in neutralizing blah, blah, blah. We move on.
Classic Star Trek formula. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is more of what I kind of need from a Star Trek show right now. So, but it is, the weirdest part is where it takes place in the timeline
1973
of Star Trek. Yeah, and that the ship looks fancier. It's like watching the prequels to Star Wars, and they look slick compared to the other ones, or not the So it's like, wait, this took place before this other, but it looks like they have more advanced technology. What happened here?
They ward themselves into more primitive shit.
That must be the answer.
I think it's a solid one if it's not.
Yeah. Because the ship obviously looks more fancy because, it's done with now graphics versus, old TV effects and stuff. So But you know, the tricorder is still the old one where it like flips open,
course.
and you know, instead of just using the like on next gen where they just touch the communicator on their, you know, their badge basically, or whatever the hell it's called. You know, and the tricorders are still the big square tricorders, and you know, it's like, okay, well, at least they, you know, they kept that stuff, and the uniforms feel retro and whatever, but it's still interesting how everything's still it's hard to not understand that this is, you know, especially like Spock comes out and he's younger, you know, and so, you know, you're just like, wait. Like, but it's good though. Very good show.
What they should have done is, with the exception of some of the effects, obviously, but like the ship stuff, is they should have like built a model old school and filmed it kind of old school. You know, especially if the show's got that vibe.
Yeah.
Instead of like having these like sick fucking Unreal Engine 5, you know, 8K spaceship flying through there. You know, I don't want to see something that, you know, some awesome dude spent 18 years building or whatever, because it's only a model like Camelot.
Yeah,
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, me too. I think that would have been a cool way to do that, because it's weird, because you know, you meet Spock, and again, he's much younger, and you meet Uhura is on the show. I'm only, where am I at? 6? Yeah, I think I'm in episode 6. And Uhura is still a cadet.
Oh, geez.
On the show. So yeah, you know, so you're seeing like her being introduced to Starfleet basically, or whatever, you know. So it's weird when you see these characters, because you're like, I know this character, but I don't know this character, you know, because you're seeing a whole lot more out of them than, you know, just the lady who sits on the bridge with the, you know, the communicator in her ear and whatnot.
Right.
Like, they're showing Uhura being an all-around kind of badass in this one. So,
well, there's legitimately nothing wrong with that, eh?
No, not at all. Yeah, it's what I said. It's a good show. I dig it.
Strange New Worlds.
Do recommend, at least so far. I mean, I guess it could go tits up, but I doubt it's going to.
And the captain ever, that's a majestic head of silver hair.
Oh, he's got some real nice lettuce up there for sure.
Lettuce?
Yeah. One of the things that was really cool in one of the episodes, they encounter the Gorn.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember the Gorn.
I remember the Gorn, yes.
Okay. And they were, you know, they were like rubber suit lizard-looking people in the original Star Trek.
Please let them be rubber suit people still.
They didn't show them at all. They pulled the old horror movie thing of one of the characters, her family is like tortured by the Gorn when she was growing up. And she was recounting how awful they are and relentless and all this kind of stuff, building the lore of them. But then we don't see any. And I was like, oh, I love that they did that. Because now, you know, somewhere down the road, they're going to show them. And they're going to be, again, they'll come back, right? But I love the fact that for now, because the story was like, nobody's ever seen them, kind of, or no one really knows what they look like. And the woman was like, yeah, people have seen them, but they don't survive, basically. And I was like, oh, this is really cool. I love that you're building up this, like, monster kind of thing, and we haven't seen it. Now all I can hope for is, I would love so much if when they showed up they were in the just cheesiest rubber suits.
It would be amazing.
But I'm sure they won't be. And they're just like, oh my god, no. Like, they're just terrified of these guys that just look, you know, like you can see the actor's face through the mask, you know. Like every time it opens its mouth, you can see the guy. He's got a cigar hanging out of his mouth.
God, I forgot how terrible that looked.
Yeah. They were cheesy as hell.
Man,
so,
Gorn's got fucking gams on him, though. Gorn don't skip leg day, son.
I mean, you can't. You know, it's important.
Look at that. What sort of... Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. I can't remember how this ended. Did Kirk make sweet love to it?
Probably. I honestly don't remember. I will say this. I've not seen all of the original series. So I don't know all the ins and outs of that. Like, I remember watching it as a kid and loving it, but it was never on, you know, it was just whatever reruns they were showing. So you never really, because obviously we didn't have streaming, and I never bought seasons of it once we got to that level and whatever. And I guess now, I mean, it's on Paramount Plus. I could go through and watch all of it, but I just don't know that I want to.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
I like the show, but I just also don't know that I did that with Next Gen when it hit Netflix. I was like, all right, I'm going to watch all of this. And oh my God, you just get reminded of how many really bad episodes there are.
Right.
Because, you're filling 23 or like 20 episodes or 23 a season. There's going to be some stinkers in there.
Yeah, they don't always make it.
No.
I mean,
but
by far our top one's got to be the Beverly Crusher Deanna Troy lingerie episode.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It almost
now we're talking.
Yeah. Gonna say the one that'll stand out in my head more than any other episode will always be the one to where they separate the disc from the rest of the Enterprise.
Yeah.
And you're just like
they can do that? They just sacrifice all those engineers?
Yeah. Well, actually, that reminds me. That's one of my biggest beefs in Strange New Worlds is when they send an away team. On the original Star Trek, it was just them in their normal shit. On every planet, it was very rare that they had any sort of like a suit or a helmet.
Oh, yeah.
It was just like, yeah, we only go to planets that are
it was
fine.
It was Kirk. He's like, we are raw dogging every planet. Put those stupid suits away.
But on this show, when they show away teams, it's like they have these like kind of modern looking spacesuits that they wear, and I'm like, this takes me out of. I mean, it's way more realistic.
Yeah, fair enough.
Right? But it's a science fiction show. It doesn't have to be. They could just put a fucking thing on their mouth and be like, oh yeah, look, now we can breathe any atmosphere. But yeah, it's. The first time when they sent the away team, I'm like, oh boy, because there's always a red shirt that's got to die.
Naturally.
But
as is tradition,
they've gone away from that too. To me, that's where the Kenny getting killed on every episode. It's like a red shirt has to die on every away team. It's like there's rules written. Damn it.
I mean, being a red shirt.
Little nitpicks overall.
Being a red shirt on a Federation ship is more dangerous than fishing the North Seas.
Yeah. I mean, at least until Next Gen, to where the red shirts were literally the
they're the alpha males, basically.
Yeah, that was the management. Yeah. Like on this, you're still where red is security and it's security. I was trying to think if there was anything else, but yeah, like the ensign, the pilots are in red too. So once you get to captain, you get to wear gold.
Fuck yeah, because playa.
Form-fitting gold, of course.
Snug.
Yeah.
Snug.
Whatever size you're wearing, go 2 down, and that's your shirt size. Especially if you're captain.
Captain.
Everybody else might be able to only go down 1 size, but captain's got to go down 2.
Federation rules, captains wear thongs.
It's kind of weird because you never see them, though, It's like probably not till bikini day.
It's true. Right? You can imagine the captain bending over a console, just whale tail.
Oh, God. I was watching American Dad the other night, and Stan comes out, and he's in like a wrestling unitard. And not one where it's got legs on it, but just the ones where it's like a crusher nuts, And he's like flexing or whatever, and his wife's like, the kids are like, oh God, and he's like, what, and she's like, his wife is like, one of your balls is out, basically. And he goes, oh, and he like tucks it in. Then at one point he starts doing like front bends where he's just bending down, touching his toes, and his wife, you just hear her go, and now they're both out. I was like, yep, almost getting a fruit bowl there. Just seeing the grapes. Yeah, exactly. Though, it's a little taste of the fruit bowl.
He likes to call it his edible bouquet.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
But that's what shore leave will get you on Star Trek, It's...
What? An edible bouquet? That's just mayonnaise.
Yeah, that too. Oh, no, it's just thongs out wherever you're vacationing.
Hell yeah, thongs out, baby.
That's the official Starfleet recreational gear.
Yes, Dawn's out.
It's just one piece bathing suit. Doesn't matter your gender or alien, your race, your species, nothing. It's just the same thing for everybody.
That's the standard issue Federation thong.
Yep. It's like, well, all right. I guess this is what we're doing.
Hey, what are you gonna do? Everyone else is doing it.
Yeah.
Why don't you do it?
I know. Well, I mean, it's regulation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What is happening to us? Oh.
We're writing Star Trek to watch.
Yeah, probably
Dude,
not.
So last week, I saw a thing that like Domino's had large 2-top pizzas for like what was it, $5.99 or $6.99, something like that.
That ain't bad.
And I was with my brother, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna call a couple of these in.
Yeah, for sure.
Went to pick them up. Yeah, we were walking around, we were inside Aldi. I pulled the app up, boom, boom, fired it off, like thinking by the time we're done at Aldi, it'll be ready to go. Get over there, look at the tracker. Still showed that my pizza hadn't hit the oven yet. And I'm like, what's going on here? And I look up at because you can see from outside, they have like a TV that has like the tracker on it. And it's got like all the orders they have. And I'm like, oh, there's a lot of orders there. And I got closer and I'm like, oh, there's a lot of orders before me. And I was like, this might take a while. And it did. And dude, they were having the roughest night. Like their oven was overcooking pizzas randomly.
That's exciting.
They were running low on dough. They literally, while we were sitting there, the manager and another employee rolled up in his SUV, and I just see him pulling like just racks of dough out of his van to take inside, So I was like, oh, they must have hit another store and, got some more dough or something.
Out of cruising downtown looking for some of that street dough.
Friday. Yeah.
Back alley dough.
No, but it's Friday night. Plus, they had that deal going on, so I was like, it makes sense that they're getting hammered here.
Oh yeah.
And I saw this one woman leave with a couple pies, and then about 10 minutes later, she comes back in with one. I'm like, oh no, they must have, got the wrong toppings or something. And I see her lifting the bottom up, and I'm like, oh, it's burnt. Like I could see it from. We were sitting in the car in the parking lot. I'm like, oh yeah, that's not a good pizza. Like I don't know how that one got missed.
Hit a point. It hits a point. I'm sure they're just like, slice it, box it. Who fucking cares?
Yeah. Right? Yeah. Well, it was so they get. They make her another one, and of course, she checks the bottom of this one, and they gave her the other one because, otherwise they're just winging it in the trash. Because I actually was inside at that point, and she was like, "Can I have the other one?" The guy was like, and he goes, "Yeah, we're just gonna throw it in the trash." And she goes, "I'm gonna give it to my dog." She's like, "My dog," she's like, "I'll just give him a piece of pizza or whatever." And he was like, "Yeah, sure, go for it." Like we don't care. It's going in the trash because it's burnt.
Meanwhile, she's just giving it to her husband, or her the kids eat the good pizza.
Well, that's what she meant by dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's chained up in a doghouse. Yeah.
Oh, what's your dog's name? Phil.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute. See her husband come out in a dog suit with an ass flap and no crotch.
Yeah, it's got one of those leather dog muzzles that has the ears.
Yep. That's what I meant by dog costume. I didn't mean actual dog costume. Yeah.
This is time for pizza, honey. Because ball gag.
Right. She hits him on the nose with a newspaper. Bad dog. Did you go in the house again? Like
what the fuck?
He's not housebroken? She's like, well, it's a work in progress.
He's got pee pads.
Yep.
Work in progress. I love it.
So yeah, while I'm in there, then dude, I hear one of the employees answer the phone. She's like, hold on one second. She hands the phone to the manager, and the manager's like, oh my God, I am so sorry. And he's like, then I hear him go, your order came out to like $20. I'm going to put a $40 credit on your account. I'm so sorry. And then I hear him go, I'm so sorry. All 3 pizzas were burnt.
Oh no. Jesus Christ.
Like, oh my God. If I'm the manager, I'm for sure turning around to whoever's pulling those pies out and going, you need to fucking look at these, especially the delivery ones, because, now we got to send somebody back out. And then I hear the manager go, ma'am, ma'am, if you want, we can, I can put more pizzas in right now, and we'll get them out to you as soon as possible, which she must have done, because then she seemed to calm down. He gets off the phone, and I walk up because it showed that my order was ready. And the woman working the register asked for my name, and I'm like, Brian. And she's like, I'm not seeing. And I'm like, and she goes, last name? I'm like, Stewart. And she's looking, and she's like, and I point to the board, the TV. I'm like, it's the very top one. like, but the thing says,
I'm on the leaderboard.
I'm numero uno. And so then she gets my phone number, and then she finds it, and I'm like, okay, maybe it's like she's new or something. I don't know, whatever. But then I hear a woman in the back go, she goes, for Brian? And I go, yeah. She goes, we had to put another pizza in for you because, and she goes, because we messed up the toppings on one of yours. And she goes, but we're going to give you that pizza also. And I'm like, okay. She's like, it'll be, like 7 or 10 minutes roughly. I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting there.
Well, they're just giving shit away.
Dude, they were just eating shit the whole night. So then I asked the girl when she's walking up, the other one gets done. She comes up, and I was like, what's the toppings on the other one? She goes, oh, instead of pepperoni and green pepper, it's hamburger and green pepper. And I'm like, oh, if you would have told me that, I would have just taken that. But too late, already got free pizza. Yeah. So
oh, you're such a dumb bitch. Yeah. I would have accepted that pizza.
Hamburger's not one of my top choices for pizza, but it's like, it would have got the job done, sure. And given the shit that I was watching them eat left and right, I would have been like, don't worry about it. Just give me that. And
Brian, hamburger, green pepper pizza, you throw a little whiz on there, it's like a cheesesteak.
I know, right? That's what happened basically was they combined. Like somebody else ordered, I forgot what it was, but it was a hamburger something pizza basically. Like it might have been their cheesesteak. Maybe they would use hamburger, which would be weird. But, and then mine was pepperoni and green pepper, and they basically mixed up, one topping for the other. And in my head, I'm going, I wonder if they made one with pepperoni and whatever else the other person was supposed to get to where they're going to get a free pizza.
Yeah, right.
Like, Jesus Christ. Fuck. I would just make man, they were having the roughest of nights. And the manager hands me the pies, and he's like, I am so sorry that you had to wait and all this. And I was like, dude, it's no problem. I was like, I told him, I said, I've never worked food, but I've worked retail, and I know there's just nights where everything goes tits up on you.
Oh, yeah.
Like the computer doesn't work right, or you've got like 4 people calling off on you. I will say this. They had a full staff, and they were busting ass. There was no like standing around. They were all hustling, but it was just, I felt so bad for them,
I mean,
but
yeah, of course you did. You're a human being.
Right? Yeah. It's like, you were right though. They were handing stuff out to like everybody basically. Like I got some, I had ordered, I forgot what they're called. They're like little garlic bites. It's just basically, pizza crust, but it's like garlic butter all over it. They're fantastic.
Domino.
It's like my favorite thing from there. What?
Domino's?
No, but that's a good name for
them.
Right. But they gave those to me for free. Like I ordered them, but the guy was like, I comped your whatever. And in my head, I'm going, you're already giving me a free pizza. So
you fool.
I'm good. Yeah. And you didn't even have to give me a free pizza. I would have been fine if you just handed me the other pizza, but whatever. Like you said, you fool. And I just throw a smoke bomb and run out of the place.
Exactly. As is tradition.
Yeah. So, I was like, oh boy. Yeah. There was a woman sitting in there, and, her pizza, the woman, when it came out, I just hear her go, man. And she called the woman up, and she was like, I'm so sorry. She's like, and she showed her the pizza, and the woman goes, oh God. And she goes, our oven is just doing this randomly tonight for some reason. And you know how it is, like those ovens, they're set at a certain thing and they just run. It's a conveyor belt.
Yeah. Oh
concept.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not like you're firing it back up every time or whatever. But the only thing I can think of is maybe they were so busy that maybe it needed a little cool down, and they just couldn't because they were so busy. I don't know, but it's
probably a mechanical function where it's just like firing the elements longer than it should.
Yeah. Or somebody turned the switch from cooked to burnt.
Yeah, for sure. Cooked to cremate.
Yeah, whoopsie-daisy. Yeah.
Like, wait, what kind of oven is this?
Yeah, don't worry about it. It gets the job done. That's all you need to know. it's the old pizza urn. I mean pizza.
Dude, I'd go to Pizza Urn.
Not pizza urn, but not an urn. Urn's a container.
It is.
Pizza urn would be a funny place though.
It's
So
Paul Bear's Pizza Shop.
yeah.
Everyone
has to dress like him.
large. One topping. $6.66.
Oh God. So there's somebody on Twitter the other day posted like, I can't believe we're just gonna all forget that Little Caesars used to just have buckets of spaghetti. And I was like, oh my God, I forgot about that.
I forgot about that too.
Oh my God.
They sure did.
Because they sure did. Yeah, you could buy it literally up for, I mean, this is going back a little ways, but you could literally walk into Little Caesars and pick up a bucket of spaghetti.
I've totally forgot about that. Oh God, I can't even type. I'm so excited.
Oh my God, I laughed so hard. Yeah, because it was called a big bucket. And they have multiple sizes. You could get like a little bucket, a medium bucket, or the big bucket. See, I'll have a
oh my God, it says spaghetti.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, I completely forgot about that. When they mentioned it, I had to look it up again, and yeah, it was like big bucket of spaghetti was $8.88 apparently. So yeah, but apparently you could. I don't remember. I thought when you got it, you could eat it right out of the bucket, but this says you couldn't.
Fuck you! Don't tell me what to do with my bucket of spaghetti. International waters in my house.
Yeah. But yeah, it actually, there's a 4-step process, which is remove bread from container because it had like crazy bread in the bucket.
Of course.
You know, because you got to have breadsticks. It says portion desired amount of noodles onto each plate. Carefully remove noodle/sauce separator from the container, and then ladle sauce over the portion plate. So you could eat it right out of the bucket, but you had to.
Yeah, you just got to ladle sauce back in the bucket.
So it wasn't like pre-mixed spaghetti or whatever. So, and I'm pretty sure it was just their like pizza sauce on the spaghetti, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember there being any meat in it. I think it was just like sauceless spaghetti.
Dude, I should do this for when the kids come over for dinner.
What, a bucket of spaghetti?
Yeah, just get like food grade buckets.
Oh.
Just serve them spaghetti in buckets.
I like it.
Oh my God, I love this idea.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the picture. Oh, that's for a different place. Never mind. Nobody cares about your Xiao Johns or Zio Jono bullshit. Like, we only care about big buckets.
No, but do you remember that era of pizza chain place when everyone started just having pasta too?
Yeah.
Like, hey, you want a pizza and some fucking Alfredo? We got you.
Oh, dude. If you ever notice, I think it's hilarious how the big chains don't really seem to fuck around with that, but the mom and pop ones all do.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like if you look at the big chains, like Domino's is one of the few that has, Pizza Hut's got like that fold over thing, and Papa John's has got I forgot what they're called, Papadillas or something like that. But for a long time, it was pretty much just straight up pizza and bread. You know, like they didn't really screw around with all the other stuff. Whereas you go to a mom and pop and they got the awful built salads, they've got sandwiches, they've got
soggy ass wings.
Right, very subpar pasta because, like you said, it's basically. It's just Alfredo over it, or it's ziti, to where it's just, you know, cheese in their pizza sauce. I mean, it gets the job done, but it's for sure not going to be the best stuff you've had. Much like this, because I remember getting this.
Right.
Because they used to have, like, this site that I have here actually has pictures of the coupons that they sent out, which is phenomenal because I'm sure we use those, you know, to where we probably got. Dude, yeah, because this has got the big cheese in the. Do you remember the big square pizzas that they had? They were called the big cheese.
Fuck yeah!
Oh man, that takes
this is
me
back when it was like awesome to be a goddamn red-blooded American.
Yeah.
I need a big giant square pizza. I need a bucket of spaghetti, and I need some fucking crazy bread.
Yep.
Let's
Yep.
go, boys.
Let's go. That's right. So yeah, I'll have the link to this in the show notes for anybody who wants to take a look at the. Yeah, because the was it little bucket was $1.59, medium bucket was $2.99. This is the a coupon thing, and then $5.99 for the big bucket. Man, that's a steal. $5.99 for a big bucket of spaghetti.
It is a steal.
Can't get that anywhere now.
I was gonna say Little Bucket's probably a rapper right now.
Little Bucket would be a good name for a rapper.
Yeah, oh, then he can have his hype man, Big Bucket.
Yeah, it's a dude that's like 4 times his size.
I love this.
Like Robin Big.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I wish I could read this. Sucks because the like when I clicked on the ad, you can't really zoom in on it, it looks like. So that's disappointing. Because I wanted to read what the family spaghetti dinner was, but
Big bucket, crazy bread.
Yeah.
Probably.
Family size salad. Big bucket with I can't read what that is. That's real blurry. Crazy bread, probably. Yeah, like you said, and then a salad. That's probably.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I don't remember Little Caesars having salads.
Same.
Maybe just the ones around here didn't, because franchises can have different things. But anyway.
Oh, there it is.
They went to the trouble of keeping the sauce in.
This is what I miss, and they should bring back, Brian. The Little Caesars pizza by the foot. Remember that?
Oh,
it was
God,
that
yeah,
big
I remember that
fucking
too.
rectangle,
Yep,
but it was like Detroit-style pizza. Oh, yeah.
Kind of, yeah. Yep.
Package looks like a giant ruler.
Good shit, man.
Man, things used to be
Takes
so
you back,
cool.
Doesn't it? Like, as soon as you see it. Yeah, it's like as soon as you see it, it's like right back to our childhood. Because this was out in, 93, I think this says. The spaghetti was around. So we're talking, high school?
Oh, wait a minute.
Roughly.
Oh, shit. There's a petition on change.org, Brian. Yeah.
Bring the big bucket back?
Oh, wait. It started in March 3rd of 2020. Well, I guess you could still sign it. There's only 257 people that have signed it. Their goal's 500. They're halfway there. Let's do this. Well,
the rest of the fans of it died from eating too much in the 90s. We were just listening to our depressing music, eating buckets of spaghetti.
Oh, buckets of spaghetti. What can't you do?
Although, also, I feel like, I'm now going to change my autobiography to buckets of spaghetti.
Oh, I love it.
Yep. Oh, shit.
Goddamn little bucket.
Yeah.
Oh, man, my microphone just pulled out a beard hair. That sucked.
That does suck. I hate when that happens. I love every once in a while when people pull this kind of shit out. It's like, when you remember back to McDonald's having pizza or this kind of thing, or some of the shit that some of these places have, had and tried. And it was like, was it a success? I don't know. I mean, because like I said, I do remember us getting like a family thing to where it was like, I think it was like, a pizza or 2 pizzas and a bucket of spaghetti.
Yeah, probably a 2-liter.
Yeah, probably. So it was something like, and it was probably like $20, to where now that would be like 50,
God,
Oh my God. Sorry to say.
No, pizza's the most important subject right now, Brian.
So Domino's right now, I saw a commercial. They have, I believe it's 2 medium, 1 topping, like those garlic knots that I told you about, and then like a dessert. Yeah, Dominuts. And then a dessert version, so literally Dominuts, and a 2-liter of pop. And they have a commercial to where there's a guy like, hey, you get all this, or a woman, I don't remember. They're like, you get all this stuff. How much do you think it is? And they're asking like people on the street, and people are like, I don't know, $40, $50, and one woman's like 75. And I'm like, where the fuck are you buying your Domino pizza at? Like, dude, this isn't gourmet pizza. Yeah. This is Domino's, like in their mediums.
1 topping.
Like, I mean, if you throw 1 topping, so say $10 on each pizza. it's like you're 20 there. I mean, I could see
Yeah,
30 to
I'm
40
thinking
being a
$30.
guesstimate, right?
Oh,
It's
I mean, that's a
$20.
pretty good deal for $20. Not bad. Unless
That's
there's
not
only like
terrible,
2
right?
Dominuts and then
I've
2
seen
dessert Dominuts.
No, there's like 16 of each in the container. I mean, they're not very big. They're small. They're basically like size of like a donut hole kind of a thing.
That's fine. Whatever.
No, I mean, there's better, like there's a place not too far from me called Pizza Primo that usually does like, 2 large bread and soda pop for I think $20. So, but you don't get 2 sides. You do get more pizza.
I'd rather have more pizza.
So,
well, unless it's Little Caesars, it's gonna make me throw up after playing VR.
Then you definitely
that's
want
called
more
a weight loss plan.
I'm sorry, you want more pizza. Yeah. For more vomit.
So you have the big bucket of spew.
That's what the bucket
Good
was
chance.
For. After you overindulge, you gotta have somewhere to put it, I guess. Oh man. God, that bucket takes me back. That's why I said it's so funny when you hear some of the gimmick shit that was around and you're like, oh my God, because it is kind of a time machine, because we've talked before, but it's like, I remember as a kid when my dad would come in with that big ass thing from Little Caesars with the 2 pizzas and the paper wrap around it. Yeah. And it was like, fuck yeah, the 2 things of crazy bread usually is like, hell yeah.
Like he's got to pick it up by himself because no one else is fitting in the car because there's so much food.
Right? Yeah. I remember sitting in the back seat like of the van back when there were like bench seats in vans, sitting on that bench seat holding the pizza,
Precious
so they
cargo.
wouldn't slide
You're doing
all over
God's
the place.
work.
Sure. I was, yeah. So it was, so I said it immediately takes me back, and I have such a fun. I think that's part of why I keep going to Little Caesars. Also cheap. But it's also, I have such nostalgia for that place because that's probably the place I eat the most pizza from, but it's probably close between that and Major Magic's.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because sister was the manager of Major Magic's. Yeah, we used to go get free pizza all the time. Not just my sister, everybody there knew me. So if I rolled in with anybody, we probably got free pizza for the most part. So it was pretty cool. And tokens.
Yes.
Oh yeah. But anyway, I guess
do we have to?
But
okay,
yeah, we probably should. Probably should. So I was telling you that something in 2025, I couldn't remember what the hell it was before we were recording, and it was that EA confirmed that the new Battlefield is going to come out in 2025 at least. So it's good. It's not going to be till next year. But here we go. Where is it? Oh no, that's Mass Effect. Sorry, that was a different one. But the Battlefield during the earnings call or whatever, they're basically saying that they're shooting for 2025. But it could be autumn 2025, or it could be into 2026. So as much as you and I have talked about that a little bit, it was like, oh, that's a long ways away.
It's all right. I got my hell let loose. I've been playing a little more Fortnite. So yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. You would,
dude. I'm a sculptor in Fortnite, bro. I don't even know what that is. I just make it up, but it might be a term.
Okay. I was gonna say, are you talking TikTok to me?
It's like I get my Master Chief armor on, it's green and black, and I just like hide in bushes and shit.
Oh, okay. That's it. You don't play.
I definitely play a game. I whack people left and right.
Yeah.
But I usually get in it, like the last couple times I played, I'm top 10 like every time. And then I make a mistake and I die.
Picturing you now is, that gif of the dude where he he just shows his head pop up from behind the bush and he's a real
That's 100% me, but with a sniper rifle.
It changes things slightly.
Because I have other fun skins I could use, but I'm looking, I'm like, Master Chief's perfect because he's green. And everything is green unless you parachute into the snowy part.
Right. Yeah, then I don't think the green strategy is going to pay off real well. But it was that reminds me of when we used to play Halo and I would switch my armor based on what board we were
in a little bit.
going to do. because it's like because I loved wearing like that blue armor most of the time, but it's like if we're playing on like a desert map, it's like
Shoot
blue
me in the
stands out
face,
a lot.
guys.
Yeah. Real hard to blend in, so it's time to switch to a brown or a red armor so you blend in a little better. So yeah. So while we're on the topic of games, we talked about this a little bit before, but I wanted to post. They posted a little bit of like showing the game from that wrestling game we've talked about before, the Ultra Pro Wrestling. That right now they're shooting for late this year for PS4, PS5, Xbox, PC, and Switch. So look, they're really trying to get it on all the platforms, which is cool. I was really hoping it wasn't going to be, like PC only or something like that. And then maybe we'll see if whatever. But it really feels like, it's got. It reminds me a little bit of the games, the way the wrestling games were when we were like little kids, to where they were always cartoony and over the top. Even the WWF ones, were kind of corny. They weren't really going for realism as far as the look of the guys in some of the games, which was cool, because it fit what they were. Vince McMahon always wanted the guys to be like bigger than life and that kind of stuff, but it's just, this game looks fun. I've got such high hopes for it because it really, as much fun as the ones that look realistic are and all this kind of, I just want a goofy wrestling game that like right now, I think they've got 100 characters, either of real wrestlers or former wrestlers, obviously, but
hope it has a robust creative character.
Well, they say that it's going to.
Excellent.
They've said that that they've got 100 characters already, and that there's also going to be a very robust, not just a creative character, but that you can really do a lot of stuff with like the arenas and stuff like that. So it looks like they're really trying to do this, for those of us that just love a fun wrestling game that don't have to have a realistic wrestling game,
All I know is, because I feel like you're going to get this, is it could be 3:42 in the morning, and I expect my phone to ring, and you just being like, dude, it's just like No Mercy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and then I'd have to like roll over and order it off of Amazon immediately.
Yeah. That's the hope. That's the dream. Is I've been following it since they started their Kickstarter a while ago, and the Kickstarter's already funded and all that kind of stuff, which is awesome. I love seeing, it's like, okay, they got their money. Now they can just make the game, hopefully, but you know how it is in any sort of video games, it doesn't exist until it's like literally in your hands.
For sure.
So you're playing.
Yeah.
Because at any time it could just, oh, well, we're out of funding, or we got bought out and the studio decided not to move forward, or, whatever the bullshit is. But I'm just, my hopes are so high for this game. Because this is I want a wrestling game to be a time suck for me, the way it was when we were in the basement playing No Mercy all the time.
For sure.
Just creating dudes, like me coming downstairs and you're like, dude, you got to see this guy I just made, or you coming home from work and I'm like, dude, you got to see this guy I just made.
Exactly.
So that's what I want so badly, so that when we jump on, we be like, dude, you guys see this guy.
I mean, I feel like that way with our Saints Row, because I'm like, like yesterday, I was trying to complete a challenge, and I had to buy a specific outfit, and then I saw something else, and I'm like, I gotta buy this for when Brian and I play together.
Love it. So yeah, I'm curious to see when this comes out, though, if this is going to be like a full-on like $70 game, or if this is going to be a lower price point.
Yeah,
you know. I mean, either way, I'll probably give it a go. I mean, I'll wait and see some early reviews, of course, first. It's, or if anyone I know that's a real like wrestling fan is like, hey, this game's trash, I might be like, oh,
yeah, son of a bitch,
please don't kill my dreams.
I mean, I do see on the images I have up for our lovely YouTube audience, one of the screen caps just says N64 No Mercy Revival for PS5 on the screen.
Yeah.
So
I would even love that, man. It'd be awesome if they could just, one of the companies could just take the way that game was made reskin it and put current dudes in it, it would be a monster of a game.
I mean, you don't even need real dudes. Just make up some people and then have the
that too.
robust create a character.
Yeah. I was just meaning like if WWE did it, though, it would be awesome. Like if 2K was like, hey, we're going to just throw our other game in the trash. We're just going to reskin like No Mercy, basically. And, that would just be the bee's knees. But
the bee's knees, baby. Oh,
but
God.
We'll see. We'll see.
We shall see.
I hope so. All right. So what else we got? Do you have anything to throw in here? I feel like I'm dominating.
You know what, Brian? I do actually have one thing I wanted to bring up.
Okay.
This is a classic. Shut up.
Sorry, we're out of time, Tony. We got to move on. No.
It's a classic. Shut up and take my money.
Ooh, nice. I always like these.
And I feel like this is something I would have thought maybe you were going to bring to the table, but I saw it, so I'm bringing it to the table.
Okay, fair enough.
Son of a gun.
Let
me share my screen with you.
Oh, okay. So I was like, I can't see when you share. I forgot you can share with me.
Yeah. I saw this, I think, ad on Facebook for this massive Juggernaut soft vinyl.
Oh my God, I haven't seen this.
And it is it's a foot tall and 15 inches wide.
Oh my
God, coming in at $200. $200.
Okay, I wasn't too far.
I mean, look how amazing this guy is.
Oh man, that's awesome. Do they make other characters?
I don't know.
Like other
I just saw this and I'm like, bookmarked.
Oh man, that is awesome.
Look at his cheeks.
That goes. Oh man, he's serving some cake for sure.
Yeah, how cool is that?
This goes back to how, like, when we first were doing the Shut Up and Take My Monies, this is always what I was looking for, was like something that I'll probably never buy.
Right.
But God, I wish it's like you wish you could, like you just had a shit ton of money, because I would for sure own one of these. Like if they made a smaller one that was like 50 or less.
I just sent the link in the chat too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's so fucking terrific. And like I just saw the ad, like I think it was on Facebook or Instagram. I saw the ad and I'm like, well, I gotta look at it. And then when I saw how big it was, I was like, oh, I wish I had $200 to spare.
Oh yeah,
because he's so cool.
Jeez. 15 inches wide, dude. They got a picture down on the page of a dude holding it in front of him. It's almost as wide as his chest.
Yeah, I'll put it up on screen right now.
Nice.
This thing's fucking massive.
Oh, that is so cool,
though. Right?
Like I knew Mondo makes like some real high end. Yeah, I'm looking like they got some regular just action figures down here that are like $200.
Oh, yeah.
It's like I don't know how anyone buys these things. This thing weighs 5 pounds, by the way, too.
5 pounds. Well, oh my God! Wait, 1/6 figure on Sabretooth. So, oh my God, their action figures are huge.
Yeah, I know, right? But they're like $200, but they're like 10 inches or 12 inches tall. They're awesome stuff.
Look at all these accessories.
Like all of them that they show.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and they come with a bunch of shit. Like it's one of those where you'd love to have a lot of that stuff, but Yeah,
that's really cool.
Man. Dude, that is so cool. That may be one of my favorite Juggernaut things ever.
Yeah, it's pure Juggernaut.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad you saw that, because I have not seen
I am
this,
shocked.
So
I'm not gonna lie.
That makes me a happy boy to see that, because like even when we had our shop, there was tons of shit that we were always like, we're never gonna.
Oh
get
yeah,
this.
for sure.
There's just no way. It's too expensive. But you still were like it's still cool seeing the shit. That was always one of my favorite things about walking into stores, like bigger comic book stores, to where they order all that shit, because then you get to see it, and go, oh, wow, this is really cool. It's like, I'll never buy it, but this is so
cool. I'm glad you can afford it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I remember that at when we worked at Collector's World. What was that guy's name? Sexton, I think, that used to get every Batman thing that came.
For sure.
And it was like some of the shit he ordered. I'm like, you get it in and be like, this is fucking awesome, And it's like you said, I'm glad you can afford it, so I get to see it.
I don't know what that dude did for a living, but he made money.
I don't know. I remember sometimes where I'd be like, this is really cool. And he'd be like, he's like, you want me to take it out of the box? I'm like, that's up to you, dude. I'm not, I know how collectors are. And he'd unbox shit sometimes. And we, you'd get to actually see whatever it was he ordered. Like I remember one of the times, I don't know if you remember when he ordered, it was like, I think it was like a 12-inch wide like bat signal that
Oh
worked.
yeah, I do remember that.
And it was like $500 or $600. It was insane. And I remember when it came in being real careful because it, it had glass and whatever. And he opened that while I was there. And I was like, dude, this thing is so cool. But also, why are you spending so much money on it?
Like I said, I wish I knew what that guy did for a living.
Yeah. Me too. Oh, dude, I saw a guy on, I forgot it was Instagram or Twitter the other day, or maybe it was Reddit. I think it was Reddit. And he showed that he had been collecting G.I. Joe guys for like 42
That's
years.
awesome.
And he had a house fire.
Oh, no.
And G.I. Joe guys do not survive against house fires very
no,
well.
they certainly don't.
Oh, dude, it was so it broke my heart because I lost a lot of stuff when my basement
Yeah,
flooded.
for sure.
Stuff that I wish I still could have now, or at least maybe just to sell, because some of the stuff I would have still had probably be worth a few bucks, but just seeing that, and the guy was like, yeah, I think I'm done collecting, and I'm like, yeah, I would be too, even if the insurance gave you anything for that stuff, which they're not going to give him anywhere near the money he's got invested. But also, he had dudes from like when he was a kid. Yeah. Luckily, he had pictures of all of it. So, he can at least look back at the pictures, which now is going to be heartbreaking.
Well, maybe we'll start collecting real dolls.
Yeah, that's the move. It's a much better. Or maybe he'll start buying shit like the Juggernaut.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So, I need to, before we go any further here, I need to take a quick break because I had something that just came up.
Oh.
So,
well,
we will be right back.
All right.
Here we go. All right, we're back. So everything's good and whatever. So I
costume change for the YouTube people. Sorry, what?
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. We're not recording on a different night. That would have been funny if I would have changed my shirt.
That would have been. Come down with a different hat on and shit.
Yeah. Shaved. Where does beard go?
Like, what the fuck?
I didn't know this was even like a thing or being talked about, but apparently Channing Tatum's like production company or whatever is going to be adapting the Maxx.
Really?
But they haven't announced. I mean, it's super early, but so they haven't announced whether it'll be like a TV show or a movie. Hopefully a TV show, because trying to cram that into a movie is a terrible idea.
Absolutely.
There's so much of the or was it not the? What was that called? Wasn't the Outback? Was it? It was.
I don't remember.
Wild. Okay, you know what I'm talking about though. Like when the wild, yeah. There's so much of that to bounce between, and there's just so much in there that a TV show makes way more sense.
Yeah, for sure.
But remember when we were talking about physical copies of things? It's probably a bootleg, but I have a physical copy of the Maxx on DVD.
Oh, from MTV? Nice. Yeah.
And I was like, that kind of makes me want to go watch it. And I was like, I haven't looked. That might be on a streaming service.
Yeah, I've never looked. I'm not sure.
Let's take a look. I'll type it in here. It shows that you can pay for it on Amazon, but I don't see anything else. I was wondering because like some of the other stuff from MTV is in Paramount Plus.
Right.
Like Aeon Flux is in there.
What was that? Liquid Television?
Liquid TV, yep. Or Liquid Television, yeah, exactly. Yes, sir.
Cool.
Oh my God, I forgot about the head.
Oh God, I forgot about that too. That was some weird shit back then. I kind of miss Liquid Television.
Oh, I know, right? Well, Adult Swim is kind of taking that mantle to where they do some weird shit.
That's
on there.
I mean, Tropical Cocktails. Enough said.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough, right? Well, that's weird. Okay. I just saw a thing that said that you could watch the Maxx on MTV.com, but when I went to the link, it doesn't so much look like it. Yeah, I don't. That's really weird because it's like, blah blah blah. Here's the first episode, but anyway, that's really weird. I figured it might be on Paramount. There might be some sort of a reason that
licensing situation or something.
Yeah, or something. Yeah, maybe they just don't have the streaming rights to it, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't
right,
know.
maybe. Weird. Fucking weird,
Yeah.
dude.
Looks like you can for sure. Well, that's strange because it shows. Oh, okay. You can buy it on Apple TV. I was like, that's weird. It's on Apple TV. Like, because I'm thinking like this would be owned by Paramount Plus because Paramount Plus owns MTV.
Right. Yeah.
You know. But I don't know. Huh. All right. Anyway, moving on. But anyway, going back to the Channing Tatum thing, apparently he's a massive fan.
Oh.
Has a whole bunch of shit pertaining to it and all this stuff. I was like, okay, well, at least it's like potentially in the hands of a fan.
I mean,
always makes me nervous when they're not.
He almost has to be a fan. Well, just because it's like
to
pick the property. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Because it's not like the Maxx is I don't think it's a current comic book again. Oh,
No, that ran its course years ago, and as far as I know, they never went back.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like Sam he told the story.
He has to be aware that it exists and love it for him to be like, I want this property. Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so too. Yep, the Maxx is not on. I'm checking right now. I was looking on Paramount Plus. It is not on Paramount Plus. So wild. I didn't. I don't know. Like, it looks like the only way to stream the Maxx is to pay for it or become a pirate.
Or Brian.
Or own a bootleg.
Salty at Salty Language Pod on YouTube, where Brian's going to live stream.
Yes. It is kind of weird though, because it's such the market for that. Like, I can't believe that show got 2 seasons. I think it did, or a full season.
How many episodes do you remember?
No, I don't know. Here, I'll look real quick.
I'm pulling it up too. Let's see here. Season 1. Let's see here.
Not a lot of episodes.
Miniseries. Thank you, IMDb.
So bright.
Looks like 1 season.
Yeah.
7 episodes.
7 episodes.
So Brian, I feel like what you need to do is you need to come over, and we need to get some Little Caesars, get a bucket of spaghetti,
go,
and we just watch the Maxx series, and then we can talk about it on the program, or maybe on the special edition of the program that you can listen to for the measly price of $3 a month. Patreon.com/saltylanguage.
Because you're right, it's only 7 episodes, and I think the episodes are only half an hour.
Yeah, it's like, dude, if you have the DVD, let's do this.
I'll have to find it. I know. I think it's if I can get to it. I kind of got things in front of it. I'll see what I can do.
We'll put it up on the big dumb screen, see how it looks. Yeah. I think it's a great idea.
So apparently, according to IMDb News, it looks like the intent for the Maxx is to bring it to a movie, which the only way I would want it to be a movie would be if you could do a movie that would then launch the TV show.
Right.
Because you cannot condense this into a movie.
I mean, maybe they pick a story arc, and that's the movie.
Yeah. Like, if the intent is to make multiple movies, but even then, to me, it's like TV show's so much of a better idea.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, that's tart.
All right.
Jesus. A lot of citric acid.
I forgot that only got 7 episodes. How sad.
Oh, dude, I'm looking at this. They're only 10-minute episodes.
Oh, you're right. That's right, because all the Liquid TV stuff were like
all shorts.
10 minutes. That's right. Yeah, because Aeon Flux and stuff. Yeah, in the head, those were all short. Shit. All right. So
we definitely got to do this.
Good Lord, man, they're charging like $1.99 on different things per episode.
What do you expect? It's Bezos. He don't give a fuck.
They're probably on YouTube.
He's on his yacht that's on top of a yacht that's on top of a yacht right now.
It's true. It's a combination Pizza Hut, Taco Bell
yacht.
Yeah, Pizza Yacht. Way better than Pizza
Pizza Urn's way cooler.
Yeah.
They cut their boxes look like coffins.
Yeah.
How cool would that be?
Yeah, just dump all your leftovers into a coffin. That'd be all right. I'd like that. All right. So moving on from that, I got two last things here. One's a real quick follow up. Is did you see that they found that some of the like drinking cups, like Stanley and different ones, have lead in them? Like they use that as a barrier. Like they put, the metal and then there's lead and then there's like a coating over it. And basically Stanley's like, yeah, it contains lead. And as long as you don't, crack into that, then it's fine. And I'm like, feel like maybe we should move past using lead in things that people are drinking out of. I mean, it's not on the inside, it's on the outside. Still,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not that I was doing it anyway, but apparently it's standard procedure. Like this is what a lot of companies have done for years. But a lot of companies now are moving into other things, which you know how it is in when companies go, oh, we're not going to use the dangerous product anymore. And you go, well, what are you going to use now?
More dangerous.
Because it's probably just as dangerous or more so. Exactly.
I mean, my coffee cup that's older than some of my coworkers definitely has lead in it then.
Oh, yeah.
Which I say,
yeah. Well, that's because you drink
on.
lead every day. Yeah.
Oh, by the way.
Yeah.
Guess who's back on the wagon, boys?
Oh, as far
Coffee.
as buying. Oh, I thought you meant buying Stanley
No,
cups.
No. Yeah, I bought some light roast. I was like, let me try it. Like some Kroger brand white light roast beans. Ground them. Made a cup of coffee Monday. No heartburn. Three days in a row so far. I'm back on the horse by shooting it into my veins, basically.
Yeah.
But I miss my delicious dark roast flavors. But next bag I'm going to buy is going to be a medium roast, and we'll see what happens.
I don't know. Sounds like you're pushing it.
Yeah, I'm playing up the dark side, baby.
Yeah, I know. All right, so the last story I got here is, did you see the HoloTile floor that Disney unveiled?
No.
Oh, dude, you got to check this stuff out. This is cool
like
shit.
Hollow, as in like it's hollow, or like a hologram?
No, like hologram.
Okay.
Yeah. It's described by Disney as the world's first multi-person, omnidirectional, modular, expandable treadmill floor. It's like basically you can walk on this floor, like a small patch of this, and because of it, the technology or whatever, it can basically look like anything, the same like a green screen or something would.
Whoa.
It's really cool. I mean, Disney's going to do cool shit with this, I'm sure. As far as using it at home, it's a whole different story, but down the road, there'll be a version of this that's something you can put in your house.
Oh, of course.
And this would take VR to a whole nother level.
Interesting.
Let
me actually
Can you imagine like putting this all in a room would be fucking awesome too. But
I want to put it on the outside of my car so I have camouflage.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Camouflage.
Make your outside of your car look like a car. That'd be sweet.
Definitely. Like, holy shit, it's a car.
Yeah. I like that.
Interesting. I'm gonna have to watch one of these videos so I can see it in action, because the stills are, and I feel like if I play a YouTube Disney video, we'll probably get orbital striked. So
probably, yeah. But I just saw the stuff on it. It was how cool it was. So definitely, definitely check it out.
Interesting.
Check it out. Figured out. All right. So that's that's what I got.
Oh my god, that's what I got too, man.
All right. Well, I guess let's move into the Q of the W.
Q of the W.
Yep.
So last week we asked y'all motherfuckers, you've been invited to a party and asked to bring a plate. What are you bringing? On the Instagrams. Start there. Our buddy across the pond, Sai, he says, Coronation Chicken. I tried it out on my extended U.S. family and they loved it. It's basically mild curry chicken and other things.
I want to know what the other
I'm
things
also
are.
curious as to what the other things are.
I mean, are we talking like shoelaces or,
yes.
Like
definitely shoelaces.
A bucket of spaghetti.
Hell, now we're talking. Hell yeah, they can wear the bucket like a crown since it's your coronation, am I right?
That's right. Yep. That's how it's done.
Jenny seriously says macaroni and cheese or peach cobbler.
Nice. Those are fine choices.
Marnsky, she says chicken dip.
Mm.
And RDRJ47 homemade cheesecake. Man,
oh yeah. He's been working on his cheesecake for a while.
Oh, nice.
So. Yeah.
Fucking nice, man. Fucking nice.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Especially as people who can appreciate a cheesecake.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like cake.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Like Juggernaut.
Yeah,
cake.
dude, he had some cakes.
Yeah.
Fucking little Debbie ain't got nothing on Juggernaut.
Actually, he's got more cakes. I mean, that's going back to our ham conversation. He's got 2 hams
Oh my
back
God,
there.
does he ever?
Yep.
Well, over on face page, Brian.
All right.
Where Diamond Top Van Kiki, she says shark uchi board.
Oh my.
All them fancy meats and cheeses and fruits.
That's always appreciated. I love when you go to something and there's that. The only downside I have to it is like the germaphobe in me just looks at like everybody just pawing all over everything, you know, and I'm just like, because, you know, there's always like tongs.
Yeah.
But then you never see, or a fork or something, but you always see some asshole just like grabbing it with their hands.
Fucking nature's tongs, bro.
I know.
Nature's tongs.
Yep. That's why chefs call their tongs hands.
Exactly.
At least according to Elton Brown.
Brigger, he just put in a nice gif of I'll pass after the charcuterie board. A Diamond Top fan, Big Dev, he says, I'm bringing a handle of whiskey. Love it.
Nice.
And then his
A hamdle?
Yes, a hamdle
like
of whiskey
in it. It's got bourbon inside of it. It's like ham infused bourbon. It's a hamdle.
And then Stephanie Menard, she says she's bringing a butt of wine.
What? Jeez.
So it sounds like I'm gonna respond to both of these kids. This is this sounds like a shot of history, salty language crossover.
Especially if there's a hamdle there.
There's a hamdle there.
Mm-hmm. It's a rum ham, basically.
Yeah.
But it's the juice of the, you know, from the rum ham. They just put it in a fifth or whatever.
Lie. That sounds pretty fucking vile.
What are you talking about? You soak a ham in bourbon, you wouldn't drink the bath water? You're missing out, my friend.
That's all I got, though, over here, man. Sorry.
All right. Thought maybe you had one more.
Nope, that's all we got.
All right, fine. All right. Cheeto says that since I took I took all his, so he says I'm gonna go a crock pot full of meatballs slathered in grape jelly and Heinz chili sauce. A little spicy, a little sweet, and oh so meaty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Those go over like crazy, man. That or if you do little smokies in that too, you know, those go over like gangbusters too. He says salty selections, cowboy caviar, naturally. Barbecue little smokies, buffalo chicken dip with the Frito scoops.
Oh yeah, Frito scoops. Hell yeah.
Or a veggie pizza.
You're out. Oh wait, cool veggie pizza? Yeah.
Well, if there's hot lettuce on it, it's one thing. But otherwise, we're right.
Like if he's talking about when you get the croissant dough and you bake it up and you slather it with like cream cheese and sliced up veggies and.
Is this served cold or warm? Okay, because I don't know what it is, dude. Like it's so funny. I love cream cheese on a bagel.
Yeah.
Right. But I do not like warm cream cheese. Like when people always want to do those like roll ups, you know, where it's got like lunch meat and cream cheese, or I don't know why I don't like warm cream chease real well.
Well, no, this is it's called cool veggie pizza for a reason, my guy. It's not because it wears sunglasses and smokes.
Oh, okay. I thought it. Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it smokes and stole stuff.
No,
so all right,
delicious stuff.
Okay, guess what? All right. Well, that's what I got from Cheeto there. I Looked at the tweeter. I didn't see anything.
The old tweeter.
Let me double check. Double check here, but I don't think so, buddy. Oh, sorry, boys. I don't see anything.
All right.
If I missed anybody's answer, sorry.
It is what it is.
Don't think I did. All right. Well, let me find the thing. There it is. All right. 1 through 5.
How about 2? 2.
This one doesn't make sense to me now. I don't know why I chose it.
Well, what's it say? And then I'll see if
it's what's the cheapest thing you've seen someone do? All right, we're going to just trash that one because I don't know what that was.
When I said 2,
context.
Brian, I meant 3.
Ah. It's kind of funny given our conversation. What's something from your childhood you miss doing now that you're an adult?
Oh, definitely just peeing in the front yard.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, you're right. You pee in the back.
I actually, that's legit. I do. What's something I miss doing as a child that I want to do now?
Shitting yourself? Shitting yourself and having someone else clean it up.
Absolutely. You know,
Game set and
I know exactly what my answer is. This is going to hit home for me.
All right. Eating a big bucket of spaghetti.
Yes, definitely. Taking the summer off.
Oh, that's a strong answer.
God damn, I wish I could still do that.
Yeah. Yeah, back when we didn't appreciate it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we didn't know that someday be like, what am I doing here? I only get 2 days a week off and maybe a week a year or something.
Fucking slave to the man.
Yeah.
Man.
I feel like that's a strong answer, man.
So yeah, that'd be mine, I guess.
I think like for me, I miss. Do you remember how we used to just sit either at the table or something like that, and we would just make up the dumbest fucking games, and we would draw the whole thing, and then we would play out games, and like that. Just being completely in just creating shit and not caring about whether it was dumb or any of that kind of stuff. There was just no. It's like the ideal like brainstorming thing. It's like, there's no wrong answer. What the shit?
That sounded like a Bomber Hermes situation. Right above my head, basically.
His house is just collapsing on him while we're recording it. But just being caught up in that pure creativity and just, that only you can really only do as a kid. Because as an adult, you start analyzing and should I do this? Should I? And as a kid, it was just like, fuck it, I'm doing this. This is the end of it. This is the right answer. I don't care what you tell me. Mario's wearing, sparkly blue suspenders now.
I dare say we kind of channel that 2 hours a week.
A little bit, yeah. But yeah, I think about that all the time about how we used to do that, and that was just our way of passing time. And then I've been around kids now, and because there's that constant distraction of stuff, you just don't. And even with us, once we really got into video games, we stopped doing a lot of that shit. It was more just like, well, we transferred it, right? Like, when we were saying earlier, you get those wrestling games with the create a guy modes, or not just wrestling games. Fuck, when we were little kids, we had boxing games we used to do.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Remember was it Greatest Heavyweights or what? Or no,
Evander Holyfield and Greatest Heavyweights.
Where you could create different, and we'd always make like Papa Smurf or the Incredible Hulk, or like make a really short dude that was the boxer. You just do just crazy characters and stuff. And anytime we could do creative mode stuff, or like hell, even that that golf game you had on your computer, was that Greg Norman? I think it was.
Let's make the most absurd holes ever.
Yeah. Right, or Excite Bike. Remember, you used to be able to make courses in Excite Bike. So once we got to video games, we transferred it to that, which is transferred, and but and you're right, doing this at times, we're just being silly.
We spent 45 minutes talking about Picard assimilating children.
Very true. So it's like I just think it's interesting how I feel like in a lot of ways that's such a lost thing. You know, like you see really little kids do it to where they'll make up the craziest shit, and you're just like, what the fuck?
Oh
But
my
you're
God, get
just
this
like,
kid medicine.
no,
He's
this is
crazy.
this. But when you look at it as an adult, though, you also can kind of be like, that's it right there. Like that's where life's at its best. Everything from here is downhill.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Everything from this point on is just squeezing the joy out of you. Yes. That's the point of life.
Yes.
You're born, you know, once you hit a certain point, you start having fun and just being able to be creative and loose with everything. And then everything else then it's school and just all
exactly. Next finger shitting herself. It's crazy.
Yeah. Not in a fun way.
Not in a cool, exciting way.
Yeah, you just can't help yourself now. And it's just, yeah.
You hurt for no reason.
There you
go.
Yeah. 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 So I was telling Heno that the other night when we were talking. I said it's funny how, like, with each decade, once you hit 30, with each decade, it feels like there's some asshole that's just throwing another switch. That's like, ooh, okay, so he's been dealing with this. Like, oh yeah, let's throw this switch. Now your knee hurts for no reason, you know, whatever. Or now you sneeze and throw your back.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't handle coffee. You know, it's just like some asshole standing up there with like a Plinko board with just a bunch of things, and they just drop.
That's how it feels like. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and then like when you hit 40, they drop, or like they drop more than one. They drop like 5 at a time. You know, so
I mean, just today,
not only
my left foot hurts. Why? I don't know. My right ass cheek sore as fuck. Why? Who knows? No clue.
Right?
Just a mess.
Yep. And then eventually, when you sneeze, not only do you throw your back out, but you piss yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
You know?
Definitely.
You're just like, oh,
things
geez,
pop that shouldn't pop. Yeah.
Right.
It's great. It's great. I love it.
Be awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. So there you go. All right. Well, once again, the question is, what's something from your childhood you miss doing now that you're an adult? I mean, we all know the obvious answer is eating a big bucket of spaghetti.
I mean, for sure. Yeah. Pizza by the foot.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, no. Bigfoot was Pizza Hut.
Yeah, that was their answer to the I don't remember what Little Caesars called their big giant fucking pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those pizza wars of the like late 80s, early 90s, that shit was amazing.
It was way better than it is now. Like right now, it's weird. Like if you watch commercials, Pizza Hut's like blah 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 stuffed crust, and Papa John's is stuffed crust, and Little Caesars is pushing stuffed crust all at the same time, which is kind of weird to me. You'd think somebody would be like, hey, maybe people don't want stuffed crust. Here's an alternative, which is what Domino's, I guess, is doing. But of the big groups, you know, it like feels weird.
I'm not interested in stuffed crust.
I'm not either. Because once it starts getting a little bit cold, I no longer want it. You know, I don't see stuffed crust as an improvement on pizza. I love the idea of putting something in the crust so it's not just crust, but sticks of cheese is not the answer.
This is not the way.
Not for me. No. So anyway. All right. Well, there you go. I guess head on over to saltylanguage.com and check out the links. Definitely go check out the big bucket of spaghetti if you're anywhere near Tony and I's age, because it'll for sure take you back. If you're like 20 years old, you're gonna be like, these two, like, who buys buckets of spaghetti?
Your mom, loser.
Yeah, I was saying, meanwhile, M&M's got a restaurant where they serve like Chinese takeout containers of spaghetti. So, you know, that's all it is. He's just stealing Little Caesars.
I want to serve buckets of spaghetti. I'm telling you.
You really could, like you said, just buy some food grade buckets.
I'm Googling right now. Small food grade buckets. There you go. Boom.
Buckets. Yep.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. Do you remember?
Oh, hell yeah.
I can't remember if you were part of this or not. Do you remember the spaghetti party that my mom used to do?
I don't.
She got the idea from somebody else. Dude, you basically serve a spaghetti dinner, but you don't give anybody plates or silverware. You literally just like take handfuls of spaghetti. Like you give everybody gloves.
That's going to be a hard pass for me, bro.
Yeah, it was not, as a person who's a sensory person, not a fan.
Like I've seen the trend on TikTok and shit where they put down butcher paper and then they just like throw noodles in the middle of the table and spaghetti, and the kids like, oh my god.
That's basically, That's basically what it was.
Yeah.
Well, you invite people over and you tell them that, you're serving spaghetti, but you don't tell them that you're not giving them silverware or plates that they have to
Dress
just
in your
eat off
finest.
of. Yeah, basically. Make sure you wear as much white as possible.
Exactly.
But
Yeah,
so,
no.
Anyway, head to
We're
Salty
not doing
Language,
that.
click the links. No, I wouldn't either. Check out tangentboundnetwork.com, which is the home of the network that we're part of. And if you're looking for a network for your show, come join us over there. And if you talk to Mark, ask him if he ever had big bucket.
I know, right? I got a breadstick in a bucket for him.
Wait a minute. You son of a bitch. Snuck that one in there.
Yeah, I did.
Hey, you did? Shit. Oh, man. Yeah, if you want to reach out to us on the socials, you can find the show at salty_language on Twitter. You can find me at, I don't know anymore. Tsunami on various platforms.
Where am I?
It's not, it's a new name. I haven't been using it since, big buckets of spaghetti, basically.
Exactly.
I think I got that nickname in like 96, so.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been around,
So
Brian. It's been around.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. You think I'd remember?
You can find me on the Instas at Demonotony, because I'm that guy. Check me out. I take care of our TikTok, Salty Language on TikTok. Patreon.com/Salty Language. We still got to do that porn thing, man.
We got a bunch of shit
I
to
know.
do
It's,
now.
fucking time. That's always my hang up. Salty Language Pod on YouTube.
Wait,
There will be a video this week, so if you're into that, check it out. And
Well, you say that. Now.
yeah, I mean, let me check. Nope, still recording.
Still a lot of time between now
That's
and
true.
posting.
Brian, you got some more things?
Yeah, I do another podcast called I almost said The Salty Language.
Hell yeah, the Salty Language.
We just do a recap of this show.
Yes.
It's me and Hanno talking about this show. No, it's called The Crazy Life, where it's me and Hanno talking about mental health issues. Really, we've kind of evolved past that to where we still include that stuff, but we really are more just talking about things that kind of affect our lives and, just trying to improve ourselves and all that kind of stuff. Like this week, we talked about how to get out of a scarcity mindset and into an abundance mindset. So, because I've been having issues with scarcity mindset for years, and I found a little article for us to talk about and whatever. So if you're into that, give us a listen. We have all sorts of really good topics that we've covered over the years. Now that we've been doing that for, God, I don't even know how long. Long time. Yeah, pretty long. Not as long as this show, but a long time. So yeah, check that out if you would. All right. Beautiful, magnificent, beautificent.
Exactly.
All right. So the word for this week is shitbag.
Oh, I mean, that's one I use on almost daily. That's part of my lexicon.
I feel like the first time that I really remember shitbag in my life was from your dad.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Because your dad had a colostomy and literally had a shitbag. And I remember him not being shy about having a shitbag.
No, not really. You'd think you would be.
Nope. Not at all. I mean, that was him, though. So,
Didn't give a fuck.
And that's literally one of the definitions of the word is a colostomy bag, right? I mean, obviously, it's a vulgar version of whatever the real term for it is, which is colostomy bag, I guess. But the other term for it, of course, is a worthless or despicable person. Also, a person full of shit, hence shit bag. It's full of shit. But on Wikipedia it says, see also sad sack. I don't feel like sad sack and shit bag belong in the same conversation.
No, that's like G version of it. No.
Yeah. Dirtbag, douchebag, and shithead are also on here. Those are a little closer, but even those, I feel like a dirtbag is not the same thing as a shitbag.
I agree.
I feel like a dirtbag is more of like a scoundrel, kind of a shitbag reminds me more of just someone who's just an asshole.
If someone were to throw a bag of dirt at me, I'm going to be upset. You throw a bag of shit at me, you might get murdered.
Way
Yeah.
more upset for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. It's like I love when they compare words, because a lot of times you're just like, I don't feel like those are in the same level, you know? It's like saying heck and fuck, you know? It's like those two just don't, they don't play together, you know?
HE double hockey sticks. That fucking cut me off.
Yeah.
Like, what? Grandma, what?
You heard me. I said HE double hockey sticks. I'm pretty sure I heard more than that. No, you didn't. Mind your business. So there you go. That's another one that's been around for a long time. In fact, I think I used Shitbag earlier in the show.
Probably.
At least once.
So it's part of our language.
It's for sure one that I use. I feel like shit is probably my number one curse word anyway. The one I use the most,
Yeah.
I should say. Maybe not my favorite, but the one I use the most.
My love language is shitbag.
But shitbag is for sure one that I use quite a bit. Because,
Just hits.
I feel like it's harsh enough. You know,
man.
like sometimes, like I said, just calling somebody a dirtbag, it's like, you know, I'd like rather than call him a dirtbag, I'm like, you know, like, and I know we've done it, but it's like, I love using scoundrel and words like that. Cause I just, you know, I just prefer scoundrel to dirtbag, but shitbag is its own thing.
It definitely is.
Like calling somebody a shitbag's like, you know, in Letterkenny when they call someone a degen from up north, you know, I feel like they're shitbags.
It's a bag of shit. Shitbags.
Yep, that's right. You know, 20 pounds of shit in a 10-pound bag.
Right.
You know? Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. So until next week, have a beer. You'll be fine.
Stay salty, you shitbags.
It almost reminds me of that Stay Fresh cheese bags.
Oh, yeah.
Meme that was going around for a while, which I still love. Every once in a while, someone will throw that in a Twitter room or something I'm in, and I'm like, God, it still makes me laugh. Because it sounds like such a great, like, Stay Fresh cheese bags as you're walking out. It just sounds like something an 80s jerk would say in high school.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
So,
which we'll cover on an episode of Picard Teaches the Kids or whatever.
Yep, you're right.
Whatever that show's going to be called.
I don't know, because that's one thing we didn't do is name
Captain
it.
of the class.
Sorry. Oh, dude. I like that one. Oh, Borg of Education.
Oh, that's it. It's definitely Borg of Education.
All right, we're done here.